Hey everybody, Stu Smith here, going live. Hope you are well today, Tuesday. This means it's our live Q&A and CSS critique show. So we do have some videos to share with you guys. Submitted CSS videos. Some are really good. Some need a lot of help, but you'll see, some of the similarities that people mess up with this. But before we get into that and why you guys congregate, what I want to chat on real quick is about, when you get a routine, whether that is from an article, from somebody with a cool post on social media, a magazine, a program like this, these are generic training programs built for a specific goal for the most part. I try to make programs that are geared towards hitting this goal, whether that is getting a contract, crushing a PST, getting through selection, going through boot camp, service academy, fire academy, police academy, SWAT team, whatever that goal is. I have generic programs that work towards that goal. However, you have to take into account your abilities, your facilities and equipment, and your time per day. Some of these workouts go pretty long because I'm under the opinion that there's no 30-minute gym routine that's going to prepare you for a day of spec ops training. And I know that for a fact. It will not. So you may have to put in the time, and some of that time may look like long rucks, which take time to do, longer swims. An hour in the pool is not uncommon, especially if you're preparing for swims that last for more than an hour every week, like SEAL training has 2-mile ocean swims, which take 75, 80 minutes typically for if you're going to pass. So you have to put in the time doing that activity. Same for running and load bearing and calisthenics and short fast cardio. Everything needs to be arranged in a way to help you get through those goals and build your body up with some durability and some endurance so you can see those improvements and move on. And some of them may just start off too much. Right? I may start off a running program at 15 miles per week, and you haven't done 5 miles a week yet. So the last thing you want to do is jump into that 15 mile a week and wind up 3 weeks later, typically getting hurt and having to run 0 miles a week. I'd rather you just cut 10 off the week, replace it with 100 minutes of non-impact cardio, because typically that's the way I do it. If you're going to drop a mile off of a workout day, I want you to add 10 minutes of non-impact cardio. And that could be extra swimming, it could be biking, rowing, elliptical, whatever that is. So those are just some really quick ways to make these a little more personalized to you so you don't hurt yourself. Now, the opposite can also happen. You might be a 30-mile-a-week runner, but I only start you off at 15. That's when those supplemental run programs that you'll see, on my store and in articles that you can add to that program to fit where you are. So another one is facilities. Sometimes facilities don't allow for you to have all the equipment you may need. You may need to get creative with that. If you don't have barbells, you can use kettlebells or dumbbells or come up with suspension training exercises that mimic the same movements of that barbell. So that's another way to do it. Sometimes you don't have an outdoor pull-up bar. Something that I like to do is do my pull-ups in an outdoor pull-up bar because I can run and do push-ups and abs and run some more in between sets. It just makes the workout so much easier if you can have access to an outdoor pull-up bar. Sometimes I recommend people just build one, right? If you really want to do this workout the way it's set up, Just build an outdoor pull-up bar, put it in your driveway or your carport. Boom, go for a run every set. That's another way to do it. Or you can do all the calisthenics in one setting and then save the runs till after it's all done. That's perfectly acceptable as well. The goal is when you see a workout chart and you see a day, like day 3 right there, or day 4, the goal is to get that done in a day. Doesn't have to be all at once. It can be broken up into 2 cycles. So many different ways to personalize a generic program to best fit your abilities. You just have to get creative. And if you don't really know what you're doing, just ask. I'm happy to walk you through and give you some ideas. Been doing this for a long time, and one thing I do, when I have 20 people working out with me, I may have to do on the spot adjustments. You're going to bike instead of run because your shins are jacked up. You're going to do TRX rows instead of pull-ups because there's no way you're going to finish 100 pull-ups in a workout. You might get 20. You're going to do 80 really deep rows. So many other ways too. You can make it harder as well. Add a weight vest for every exercise and try to hang with the group that's not doing weight vest exercises. All right, guys, so that's my little intro. That's what I mean when it says to personalize. In fact, I have an article here that kind of takes that to another level. So check this out. I'll put it in the comment section over here on Facebook and YouTube as well as Instagram. And we'll start taking some questions. So I got William says, got my SO contract. With your help, can't thank you enough. Hey man, good job. Nice work. You did it, not me. I just showed you how to do it. You put in the work, so good job. I have patellar tendonitis. Doc says not to run, squat, and lunge. I was on a 5-day lifting split because strength is my weakness. What can I do for leg day? Still make gains and or prevent. Patellar tendonitis. If you look up some studies on patellar tendonitis, you'll find that a quick rehab has been found to be very helpful, and that is heavy leg extensions. All right, so it's a leg extension machine where you sit and you just straighten your legs, but you do a 5-second up, hold, 5-second down. Right, so a 10-second rep, you do 10 sets of 10, just 10 reps for your first day. Try to build up to 2-3 sets like that, 3 sets of 10. And you'll find that that'd be a really quick way to recover. And you can see the science on it too. Just look up science study, patella tendonitis, leg extension. In fact, I'll do that for you. Leg extensions, patella tendonitis, science study, rehab. Yeah, in fact, it's right, pops right up. Rehabilitation of patellar tendinopathy, known as jumper's knee. Yeah, check out some of the things. You're going to see some really cool protocols on how to make that better. And the ones I'm specifically thinking, I think came out of Australia. Concepts and treatment of patellar tendinopathy. So many different things. Just read through it, and you'll see some good ideas to help you. Otherwise, talk to a physical therapist. What would be your advice who is the will to start an Ironman? What would your advice? Who has the will to start an Ironman? My advice is yeah, go do it. Nothing wrong with it. My advice is, progress logically. Maybe start off with a sprint triathlon first, and build up to a longer distance, maybe a half Ironman, and then build up to an Ironman. But take a couple of years and really start progressing with running, biking, and swimming. The good news about triathlon training is that 2/3 of your cardio is non-impact cardio. So it's very possible you can reduce injury as opposed to just running. That type of cross training is very beneficial. And if let's say running hurts because you got some shin pain, you can just bike and swim more, right? So it's I would definitely get on an Ironman running program. In fact, a friend of mine wrote a book called Full Time and Sub 9. Dave Glover. In fact, he's a guy that wins Ironmans. I mean, he's a freaking stud. So full time and sub 9, or maybe it's sub 9 and full time. Dave Glover. Full time and sub 9 on Amazon. Check it out. This will inspire you to do some Ironman type workouts. Yeah, check this out. It's a good book too. He's a smart dude. Greeting from Columbia County. All right, good to see you. Let's see. Can you make running progression only running 3 days a week? Only have that many days to train? Yeah, sure. I mean, the way it works is, how many miles you run this week, add 15% to the next week, right? And keep adding that 10 to 15% as long as you're not getting pain, right? In a week that maybe you're starting to feel some pain, drop it down, go flat that week, and don't progress, or even go negative and drop it 50% if you have to, and replace any running mileage with 10 minutes of cardio. So every 1 mile that you miss in a week that you have to deload, replace it with 10 minutes of non-impact cardio. But yeah, you can progress. You can progress with 1 day a week. Will it be effective? I don't know. Depends on your goals. If your goals is to add mileage, sure, it's effective. If your goal is to get faster, could be if you push some mileage pace. So it's possible. Let's see. A couple questions over here came in while I was chatting. All right, so here we go. I've achieved 50 push-ups and 11 push-ups with every minute on the minute. Do you think that I should use that plan you have, kind of grease a groove for both to increase even more? You're not at a bad position to use the I call it the push-up push protocol. In fact, I'll give you the article here. So, free 2-week protocol for pull-ups and push-ups. There's even sit-ups in there now. So check out this article and read how to do it, because you're in a good position to do it. Being at 11, you could definitely add 50, sometimes 100% on your pull-ups in 2 weeks. I've seen it happen. At 50 push-ups, same. You could do somewhere between 50 to 100% of that too. I've seen that happen. Typically, though, more realistic goals, or I should say realistic results, are about 50%. So going from 50 to 75 push-ups and 11 to 16 sound in 2 weeks, I'd take it in a heartbeat. So you do this protocol like that, and you may be in that zone. But it's a 10-day protocol with a 3-day off, 3-day rest. So you kind of overload principle, followed by a 3-day rest, and you test on day 14. Seen it work for decades, so give it a shot. I like your calisthenics programs, but I get weaker, especially with my legs. I find doing weight training 3 to 4 times a week to give me way more bang for my buck. How can I incorporate that with my cardio for butts? Uh, you know, you need to define what weaker is, right? Are you defining your weakness by 1 rep maxes? Because be honest with you, no one cares. Are you defining your weakness with muscle mass? Because be honest, no one cares. What people care about is how fast you can run those 4 miles, how fast you can run with a ruck, with a boat on your head, and not break. So yes, I mean lifting is smart, but muscle stamina, being able to lunge for a quarter mile, half mile, and not be sore for 2 days afterwards is something you should gauge progress by, not by, oh no, I can't squat 350 now. What am I going to do? No one cares. So you got to figure out what's more important for you. I didn't lift for almost 18 months before I went to Buds, and I was still stronger than most guys in my Buds class. I wasn't the fastest, I will tell you that. But I got good enough to where I wasn't failing, but I wasn't winning any running races. So I knew that was my weakness, and heavy lifting was not helping me run faster. It just depends on what your weakness is. My advice would be this. If you really want to get good at both, do a program where it includes lifting for 3 weeks, mixed with some warm up with calisthenics, cool down with cardio, and not running that much. So you're putting on some strength. And then every 4th week, you're doing a calisthenics block, right? So where you're trying to maintain, even improve your calisthenics in that 4th week. In the end of a 16-week, 12, 16-week period, you've gotten stronger, put on some mass, and gotten better at the PST because you're doing a block periodization model. So you can also do the opposite of that and do 3 weeks of cals and cardio, 1 week of lifting to help you maintain those lifts. So that may be a better option for you. How often do you recommend replacing running shoes? I usually replace running shoes about every 6 months. In fact, I'm due right now, and I'm about to get another set of On Cloud shoes because they were great over the winter. Let's see. All right, so Alex says, starting with last month, I'm having a hard schedule that is something like this. 6, wake up, 6 to 8, travel to work. Oof. Dude, that sucks. I mean, just that 4 hours a day of traveling to and from work is something that is hard to overcome. 17:30, 23 hours staying with the kids. Yeah, that's tough, man. My advice, wake up at 5, get a little workout done. Doesn't have to be a lot, just get something and figure out a better work plan because you live 2 hours away from work. Not a solid plan. All right, I know it may be more easier to say than done to move again or change jobs or ask to go remote a couple of days a week. That would be my advice. Where are your training programs located? Instagram has a unique feature where it says location, and I usually put a location on just about every post I have. And we're in Maryland, and you can actually see where we are in Maryland. just by looking at that location feature. Let's see, I'm focusing on running and don't have energy or time to do weightlifting. That's fine. Will barbell squats alone be enough to maintain back strength? Yeah, sure. That's fine. I mean, focus on your cals and cardio for a cycle and don't worry about your weightlifting, right? Unless you want to do it like every 4th week, like I mentioned in that block periodization model. Just really depends on your goals. Do you want to focus on your running? Do so. Do you want to get stronger? It's difficult to do both at the same time. So that's why I tend to cycle them through. I'll do a cals and cardio cycle, I'll do a lift cycle. And I'll do a block periodization for a little compromise between mixing both into a cycle. And it seems to work pretty well. I've been doing the block periodization model now for, I think it's my 4th year of adding it into our seasonal program. In fact, you can look up block periodization. This is our spring summer block periodization model, which is 3 weeks of cals and cardio, which is what we're doing now, followed by a week of lifting to help us maintain some of those lifts that many of our endurance athletes really need. Our strength athletes don't really need it, but our endurance athletes do. What do you recommend for increasing VO2 max? Everything that we do is increasing VO2 max. Running, mixing calisthenics with cardio, swimming, biking, rowing, rucking, mixing in sprints and hills and sand and all of it. Currently using just a heavy-duty backpack to ruck. Do you think using an actual ruck pack, like an Alice pack, will help with rucking progression? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd highly recommend it. Last thing you want to do is use a book bag for rucking. I've seen kids do it all the time and just like, stop. Just go run. Bring like a 25-pound dumbbell that's hitting you in the butt bone. Use a sandbag, put it in a ruck. You're going to be so much better off. Be able to move without it hurting you and just be a better support system. I like the Alice pack personally. Any tips on getting legs used to running on cement? I can easily run on treadmill, but when it comes to running on cement, my shins start burning and I don't want to stress fracture again. Yeah, just take it gently. My advice is when I have an option, like we run on this trail that is pavement, but to the right of the pavement on long sections of it, it's grass and gravel. So I'll go over to the right, won't even run on the pavement for probably 80% of the run on grass and gravel, dirt gravel. And we do a track day where it's all rubberized track. We do a beach day where it's all soft sand. So, a lot of our running is not on cement, but some of it is. Tomorrow it will be. We're going to be running to a hill and running up and down a paved hill. So my advice is with anything, progress. Start doing less treadmill work, doing a little more harder pavement work. But it can be for minutes at a time. So maybe instead of, drop a mile off of your treadmill, go run outside. Warm up on a treadmill, go run outside, for the 25% of what you were planning on doing. And then slowly build up to 50%. And next thing you know, you're doing all of it on a harder pavement. But, we tend to run differently on a treadmill than we do on pavement. So getting used to running without a treadmill is probably wise to do on something softer than cement, right? Because you will feel a difference. Something I like to do is run on the inside of a track on that turf or grass. That's really good. And then slowly start jumping onto the track. Even though it's rubberized, it's a little harder not that much harder, and then go on to asphalt. Asphalt's a little softer than concrete, and kind of build yourself up that way. It's a good question, though. Yeah, somebody says you can make it happen. I live 3.5 hours from work. It can be done. It can be done. It's just tough. Something I have seen people do is join a gym halfway in between work and home. So they're driving to work, take an hour and a half, get to the gym, or whatever, an hour, get to the gym, work out there for an hour, shower, clean up, get to work. So it kind of cuts your commute mentally in half. And then you do the same thing on the way back. Sometimes that may be beneficial for you, as well as making it logistically easier, but also mentally it can be a big stress reducer as well, because nothing's worse than just commuting. Stu, I have all your material. Just purchased 12 weeks for pararescue. Talk about this one. Air Force Special Warfare. On my way to becoming a PJ. Thank you for what you do. You're the reason why we get in tip-top shape. Nice. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. Other questions. Oh, yeah, I still have CSS videos to show you. So I'm going to take one more question, and then we'll show some CSS videos, and I'll go back to questions. Morning, fighting to complete the EOD PST, which is the same as a BUDS PST. 500-yard swim, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, mile-and-a-half run. Swim's the only thing I can't pass with a 1240, 500. I tend to get over exhausted too quickly. Tips on managing breath. You just need to get in swimming shape. Like the guy underneath that commented said the 50-50 swim workout got me down to a 8:10 500 yard. So I would first go with the 50-50 swim workout, but even before then, make sure your technique is not what's screwing it up. It could be a conditioning issue and you might have perfect technique, but chances are it's both. Like you're not in swimming shape and you got something that is weak in your stroke. In fact, I'm going to show you some pretty weak strokes right now. And this might be you. Send me a video and I'll critique it for you. So let me share this real quick. So we have a video. Make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Start this over. Kick off the wall. Double, double, double kick, double kick. I don't think you need 3 double kicks. Just do 1 dolphin kick. It's not very good anyway. It's not really making you go that much further. That double arm pull's okay. Probably don't need it. Top arm, bottom arm. Kick, hold the glide. I like this. Top, bottom. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. Overgliding. You need to pull on 3, not 4. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. There you go. That's better. Maybe that was because you're about to hit a wall. Overall, not bad. A little bit weird angle with that swim there. Weak side kick is a little weaker. You can tell, when you change sides. You don't have to change sides to always face me. I appreciate it because I can see more when you do face me the entire time, but I can definitely tell this is your weak side. Top arm, bottom arm, kick. This is really good. This is a 50-second 50. I don't think you need those dolphin kicks, though. Notice, like, when you get here, don't even do a dolphin kick, right? Why? Probably because you're winded. You need to come up for a breath. So, either take it out altogether or just do it once. I don't think you need it. Most people aren't very good at the dolphin kick that aren't swimmers. So just take it out. All right. So not bad overall. I like that one. So that was a good CSS. Now this one is not. This one's a really bad one. In fact, I can't even call this a CSS. All right, so let me share this one with you because I think I shared this one the other day on TikTok and Instagram, but Here's what happens when you start making up your own stroke and you don't watch enough videos. Because if all he would have needed to do is take a look at this stroke and then compare it to anybody else's CSS, don't even have to be mine or somebody I'm critiquing that I think is really good, he would realize he's doing something that is completely wrong. So notice when he kicks off the wall, I'll take it back just a little further. He kicks off the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double arm pull, kicks, double arm pull. All right, so first I thought I was like watching an underwater swim, right? When you do 2 double arm pulls, I'm thinking you're doing you're going to swim underwater the whole length. But that was just his regular kick off the wall, and you don't do that. You do 1 dolphin kick at the most, 1 double arm pull at the most. If that double arm pull transition is causing you to lose all your momentum, you take that double arm pull out altogether. Now let's see what happens after this second double arm pull. Double arm pull transitions, not bad. I like the transition. But notice, there is no glide. Now, what just happened? Like he's just like blowing it up here. So notice there's no pull, breathe. There's a pull and a breathe and a kick, but there's no glide. He just like skips the glide position altogether. And he replaces the glide with a double arm pull. See that? So top arm, bottom arm, kick, top arm, bottom kick, double arm pull. Top arm, bottom arm, kick, top arm, bottom arm, kick. Really awkward turnaround. Kick off the wall, dolphin, 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 double arm pull. Top arm, bottom arm, kick, top arm, bottom arm, kick, double arm pull. Top arm, bottom arm, kick, top arm, bottom arm, kick. No glide, just a double arm pull, right? So, yeah, this is just a waste of energy, and don't even keep practicing this. And then this flip turn, you can't do flip turns during a PST. Stop. This makes me tired watching it. So, yeah, that is one that I would love to see a second video sent back to me. I mean, I sent this to him already. I said, compare it to this video and you'll see what you're doing wrong. But yeah, that was brutal. Let me share another one with you. This one's not too bad. Let me see what's going on here. He had a few things wrong, not a whole lot of things wrong like that last one. So this one, he's at least got the stroke down. Now we're just fine-tuning it, and that's what I usually see from most people. And here's where people go wrong a lot with the kickoff. So see this kickoff? See how he's kind of plowing the surface? Double arm pull, back's just scraping the water. Top arm, bottom arm, kick. Good glide. Top arm, bottom arm, kick. Not bad. This isn't bad. This is a weird kickoff was really the hardest thing. He likes getting a little bit too close to the wall, mainly because he's kind of swimming like a banana. You know, like his posture could be better. Kick off the wall. This is better, deeper, and he goes right into the stroke versus the double arm pull. I like that personally. I don't think he needs the breaststroke pull out. But notice this is his weak side now, and his kick is really off. So we got to work on that weak side kick. My advice is don't even play around with the weak side until you've mastered the strong side. Because you don't really need it in a 500-yard swim. Some people like to switch it up, but you don't really need it. It's, you know, you're only swimming for 8.5 minutes if you're doing it well. You know, it's not that big a deal. If you're swimming for 2 miles, I would say, yeah, let's change up the sides. Top arm, bottom arm, kick. Yeah, his kick's a little weak. I think what's wrong is he's trying to do a breaststroke kick mixed with a scissor kick. You can kind of see it. Like he starts off like a scissor and it whip kick. Yeah, I think he's over on his belly a little bit while he's kicking, and that really shortens his kick too. Not really that good. Yeah, kick's weak. This kick off the wall is pretty good though. Like he comes up for his first breath right here. I like that. That's good. Just got to work on his weak side. So overall, not bad on this one. Just got some minor issues. Like his stroke is fine. His stroke is top arm, bottom arm, breathe, kick and glide. So he's got it. He just got to work on his kick. Other guy was all over the place, skipping the glide, double arm pulling, just kind of messing it up significantly. Let's see. What else we got? Other questions. Any tips on preventing posterior shin splints when running? You know what? I've got some articles that I wrote along with an article written by a doctor of physical therapy. And I'm just going to put this link here because, yes, I have plenty of tips and you need to read them. And if you want to read other articles on preventing shin splints, Google preventing shin splints. In fact, another article I did, shin splints, Stu Smith, it's how to keep shin splints from sabotaging your run. So this is a good one. You might like this one. So check those out. And I'll put the link to this second one right here. This is a good one as well. Let's see. Any other questions I missed over here on Instagram? I've been taking the PST and always end up gassed on the run. Do you have any recommendations? Well, funny you should use the word gassed because you're not gassed. You're out of gas, right? Chances are your fuel that you took before you did the PST ran out and you have no gas on the run. So my advice is start figuring out fueling strategies that will help you do better in the PST. And don't just do it during the PST, do it during your workouts. So when you're doing a hard workout that has a lot of reps of calisthenics with a lot of running mixed in there, sip on some juice, eat a tangerine, a banana, something with carbs in it, because chances are you just ran out of blood sugar and glycogen and you just bonked on that run. Or you're out of shape and you need to get in better running shape. Chances are, though, put it this way, if you compare your fresh 1.5 miles to your PST 1.5 miles and they're significantly different, it's a fuel issue and a conditioning issue because, the PST is not easy. If your worst event is running and you're saving it to last after swimming and pull-up, push-ups, and sit-ups, chances are you're going to be a little bit worse. Plus, you need to read the article, The PST Clinic, because it talks about how to make that transition from the swim and the calisthenics to the run. In fact, if you're taking a PST still, you need to learn how to take a PST. And here are all my recommendations on crushing a PST using this article. It works really well. Free article. Just read it. Learn something. How do you get faster at the 4 mile? I can run a 7 to 8 minute pace for 2, but then last 2, I got nothing left. Could be a fueling issue. Could be you're out of running shape. Same deal. Work on your running progressions. If it's too many miles for you, replace that running with hard biking. In fact, do a brick. Bike for 20 minutes followed by a 2-mile run. That's tough on the legs. That will get you in better shape with half the impact of a 4-mile run. But if you read this article, Running Plan to Get You To and Through Selection, it builds you up to like 20 miles a week, right? You might need some zone 2 cardio, whether that's short, long, slow distance, just to work on your aerobic base, or you can replace that with non-impact cardio aerobic base training. Swimming more is never a bad thing. Biking is always a good mix. In fact, I have some really good bike workouts. Best bike workouts to maintain and build your cardio when you can't run. Check this out. This is a really good one. 3 of my favorites in an article form. My advice is do that. Just keep on working. All right. Well, folks, I'm done with showing videos. Looks like I'm done with answering questions as well. I think I got everybody's. Yep. Answered everybody's on Instagram. Answered everybody's over here on YouTube and Facebook. So my final comments for you guys. If I missed your question, please send it. Stu@StuSmith.com. Happy to answer that by email. Send your videos there. You can also DM me over on Instagram. Video of you swimming down and back. Some of you guys sound like you probably need a critique on your CSS. Get somebody to walk alongside the pool with you, down and back. Send it to me, and I can review it for you. Hopefully help you fix it, in relatively short time. But yeah, check out all the articles. Tons of articles over there. StuSmithFitness.com. There's a search feature. You got a question, put it in there. I've probably written about it. But there's also programs in there like preparing for Air Force Special Warfare, Navy PST. You need to mix in some lifts, get a little stronger. There's that too. So check it out. You can save 15% using the LIVE15 coupon code. I appreciate you guys taking your time while I'm going live to watch. LIVE15, save you 15% over there. That's my thanks to you guys. So thank you for your time, and I will be back next week. You guys have a good one.